switching the illest up in the business. I'm hoping to make a killing. Get at me, going coast to coast, going coast to coast. We going coast to coast, coast to coast.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Football Talk. And in this episode, I'm going to talk about one of my favorite teams, the Cincinnati Bengals. And I'm going to first start off with yesterday at Pittsburgh. They did play a lot better than I had anticipated. They only lost by a touchdown, so I'll give them credit on that. But they had two critical injuries. First one, it doesn't seem to be so severe. It's AJ Green. It looks like it's a hyperextended knee, so it's going to bring him down as far as production goes just a little bit, but it doesn't look like it's going to be too long term, so he should be able to recover fairly soon. And the other one, it's a little bit bigger. Leon Hall, I think they said it was a torn Achilles, and he will be done for the year. So that's going to be tough on the defense because Leon Hall is their best, probably their best player overall, and he's their best corner, obviously. So that's going to put a lot of pressure on Nate Clemens, who he is doing a lot better than I expected this year, and it's also going to put pressure on Pac-Man. Let's see how Pac-Man does on the outside corner rather than the nickel. So yeah, let's see how that goes. This week they're going to be playing Baltimore, in Baltimore, which within recent years they had a lot of success, but that's within recent years. That was with different personnel, as far as you had Carson Palmer, you had Ocho Cinco, you used to have TJ Hushmanzada, last year T.O. You had different weapons. So this year you have a whole new personnel. Andy Dalton, rookie quarterback. How is he going to handle Baltimore's tough-nosed defense? AJ Green with the injury. How is he going to be able to produce numbers? You have Jerome Simpson on the other side. Andre Caldwell. All these younger receivers now having to step up. Are they going to have to rely on Cedric Benson? Cedric Benson has played very well recently against the Ravens within recent games. So you're probably going to have to see Cedric Benson get a lot of the offensive production, get more carries this game. So I'm curious how that will go. I mean, the Bengals right now, they are in the playoffs. That's because the first half of the season they played all scrubs. They went 6-2 within the first 8 games. They're now entering the second half of the season as of yesterday with Pittsburgh, so now they're 0-1. But this is going to be the toughest stretch of the schedule because, I mean, look at the games you're playing. Yesterday, Pittsburgh. This week, Baltimore, Cleveland, Pittsburgh again, Houston, St. Louis, Arizona, and Baltimore again. Now this is going to be a very tough stretch. Like I said, Bengals played a lot better against Pittsburgh than I had anticipated, but I'm still a little questionable on it. I'm questionable against the Ravens. I think how they play this week will definitely tell you how the rest of the season will go for them. If they play well, they still have a fighting shot. If they play poorly, well, I'm not too confident on them. Now, preseason, I thought the Bengals were going to be one of the worst teams in the league, but they proved me wrong. But then again, first 8 weeks, all scrubs. So it's this final half of the season is really going to test them and really prove if they are that good team. I mean, it's really hard to say that Andy Dalton, as a rookie, can lead them with young talent around him on the offensive side of the ball. I mean, what's really helping them out is the Bengals defense, which is 4th ranked, but how much of a hit is Leon Hall's injury going to take on that? So, I mean, looking at their schedule for the rest of the season, Baltimore, the other Steeler game and the 2 Baltimore games, I'm really iffy about. Cleveland, I think they can pull that off again. Houston Texans, I think Arian Foster, he's going to have a good game. I mean, this guy plays very well. I followed him at the University of Tennessee. He was the best back they had in a long time. I was surprised to see him go undrafted. Anyways, after the Houston game, they got St. Louis. Since he should win that Week 16 against Arizona, how this will really show how much of an impact Leon Hall had on the defense, because Larry Fitzgerald going to take on Nate Clemens. I think Fitzgerald's going to win that, and I'm not too confident on Pac-Man covering Fitzgerald. So, and then Week 17 you got Baltimore again. It's going to be a tough stretch. Right now they are 6-3, I believe. And if you look at how the playoffs are in the AFC right now, it goes in this order: Houston number 1, Pittsburgh 2, New England 3, Oakland 4, Baltimore 5, and Cincinnati at 6. So I think looking at those teams in the playoffs as of right now, 1 through 5, the order might change as far as what team's in what spot, but I think those are the 5 teams that are just about a lock. I think those teams are set where they are set in the playoffs. I don't think you'll see any of those 5 teams drop. It's the 6th seed where the Bengals are, which I think they are going to have a little bit of a fight about. And it's going to be between them and the Jets. I don't think any other team's going to be fighting for that spot. It's going to be between the Bengals and the Jets. And while the Bengals are playing their tougher part of the schedule, the Jets are entering an easier part of the schedule. I mean, look at their next games. Thursday against Tebow and the Broncos. Week 12 versus Fitzpatrick and the Bills. Week 13 against Rex Grossman and the Washington Redskins. Might even be John Beck. It don't matter. Week 14, Matt Castle and the Chiefs. 15, the struggling Eagles. Week 16, which is probably going to be their toughest game out of this remaining stretch, which is against the New York Giants. And who knows, maybe by then the Giants will have a lock on the division. Who knows? Giants are entering a tough part of their schedule, so the Giants might still have their starters in and play hard, tough-nosed football. And in Week 17, the Jets play Matt Moore and the Miami Dolphins. So the Jets are entering the easier part of the schedule. It's going to be in the colder winter time of the season, which is what the Jets are built for. So it's going to be very tough for the Bengals, I think, because I'm thinking as of right now, as far as the Bengals remaining schedule, you have 3 possible wins in Cleveland, St. Louis, and maybe Arizona, depending on how that matchup works out, but I'm still leaning towards Cincinnati. Alright, and then that would make the Bengals 9-7. Now you also have to think, can the Bengals pull an upset against any of those higher ranked teams as far as Pittsburgh, Baltimore, Houston? If that is the case, if they can pull an upset, that helps them out tremendously. But right now, looking at the Jets schedule, I think they could win. I mean, it's so easy, and it's in the Jets. It's the cold weather months, which is what the Jets are built for. There might be 1 loss against the Giants out of this remaining stretch. And right now the Jets are 5-4. So you look at their remaining schedule. Win against the Broncos, win against the Bills, win against the Redskins, the Chiefs, the Eagles, and the Dolphins. That's 6 more wins, which puts them at 11-5. Where the Bengals might be 9-7. So I'm thinking the Jets are probably going to edge out the Bengals for that final spot. I mean, really looking at it right now, there's really no other team, so it's going to be between the Jets and the Bengals. And right now, I'm thinking the Jets will edge out the Bengals. So we're probably going to be looking at. I mean, who knows if the rankings is going to get mixed up? But as far as the 6 teams going to be in the playoffs by season's end, this is my prediction: Houston, Pittsburgh, New England, Oakland, Baltimore, and the Jets. That's my prediction. I gotta give the Bengals a lot of credit. They're performing at a much higher level than I had expected. I thought Andy Dalton was going to be a bust. He's coming in. He's executing very well. He's playing very well. He's winning some games, so I gotta give him credit there. It's too early to say the Bengals can be a playoff team. You can't go from being one of the worst teams to one of the, or not necessarily one of the best, but a playoff caliber team the next year. I mean, I know the Bengals have done it before, but with a lot of rookies on your offensive side of the ball, a lot of young talent, it's a little too quick. So, give the Bengals another year or two. They'll become a much more dominant force. I mean, like I said, right now it's too early for the Bengals. So, on that note, that's my opinion of the Bengals and the AFC playoff picture. So that will do it for me. Let me know your thoughts and opinions. Comment section below. Follow me on Twitter at RJFootballTalk. If you're new to watching all the episodes, or any of these episodes, check out my channel. Watch my other episodes. And, yeah. So on that note, thank you for watching, and keep on tuning in.